under the sea, under the sea.
Can you believe it? 18 principals, 1,800 extras. We sit here all day like guppies on the director's desk. And do we get a part? Nada.
Relax, Gil.
How can I relax when I'm treading water? Hey, it's Jodie Benson, the voice of Ariel in The Little Mermaid.
Hi, Jodie.
Hi, Gil.
Before we get into the video, guys, it is Pride Month. Happy Pride Month. All the month of June to honor that, we are raising money for the Trans Housing Coalition, which is a grassroots nonprofit here in Atlanta, which is my home city. And it is an organization that raises money to help trans and non-binary individuals experiencing homelessness in Atlanta into permanent housing and gender-affirming support systems. So we love that. There's some fun tier goal content that's going to happen depending on goals we hit. You can check my Tiltify link that I have set up for the campaign for all of that. But if you're able to, I would encourage you to donate. Even if it's just $1, that adds up. Like, even if every person who watches this video just gives $1, that's a huge, huge amount of money. By the end of the month, whatever video I make after the month is over, the campaign is over, I am going to shout out everybody who is on the donation list, who's donated, as a special thank you from me. So if you would like to get a shout out in the first video of July, go ahead and go over to the Tiltify link. And again, even if you just give $1, you know, and if you're not able, maybe share it around on social media platforms, let people know about it. Everything helps. So thank you to everybody who has donated and who will donate, and let's get into the video. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel where I cover nostalgic, obscure, otherwise strange content. Today I want to talk about The Little Mermaid. One, because the new live action movie is out and everybody's talking about that. I haven't seen it, so I just like to talk about the 1989 Disney animated Little Mermaid, just because I've wanted to for a while, and you know, let's get that SEO points, guys. But also, I just have a lot of thoughts about the way that people choose to dissect that particular movie and kind of the not very good media criticism I see about it. So I just wanted to watch it with you guys. Also, in honor of Disney nearly pulling the Howard Ashman documentary off of Disney Plus right before Pride Month. Good job on that, Disney. The only reason they didn't was because everybody got mad at them for it. Don't forget, just because Ron DeSantis sucks doesn't mean that Disney is a good company. Anyway, let's watch The Little Mermaid. This was one of my favorite movies as a kid. I think most of us have seen it. It is certainly not an obscure film by any means, but it is very nostalgic.
Salty sea air, the wind blowing in your face.
All right, so we start off with Eric. Eric is a great Disney prince. Everybody acts like he's like this like dumb misogynist, and he might not be the smartest dude around. Not the brightest light bulb in IKEA, but like he is definitely not misogynistic. That man is husband material. Himbo husband material, but husband material. I'll get into it later when we actually get to see some of his personality. This blessed little fish gets away, and by the way, underrated Disney character. We don't give that fish enough credit. That fish had a whole experience. He almost died. He saved his own life and got back to the ocean. Good for him. I hope he has good fish therapists. God, the music is so beautiful. Howard Ashman and Alan Menken, each such talented individuals and such a great team, you know? Alright, so we have King Triton, who's ripped, by the way. We don't talk about that either. I know, this is the concert scene and everything, but like, can we talk about how King Triton's kind of ripped? Is King Triton a zaddy?
She's a sister, Ariel.
Alright, Ariel's missing. Ariel is at a shipwreck looking for human stuff because, as I will point out several times in this video, she liked human stuff the whole time. One of the big criticisms that people try to level against this movie is that, oh, Ariel only gave up her life for a guy. It's a bad messaging for women. No. Ariel had a special interest that none of her family or anybody else in her undersea community understood. And she was gonna leave anyway because she didn't feel like she belonged there. But again, we will get more into that later. Oh, she gave up her life for a man. No, she gave up her life. She was about to give up her life for a fork. My girl did not need a reason to go to the surface. She was about to get eaten by a shark for a fork. A goddamn dinglehopper.
It's a dingle hopper.
I love Scuttle and Flounder. She just has these two little weird friends that are just like, she's got this weird thing that she's obsessed with. Yeah, we'll let her talk to us about it all day long. Any neurodivergent person would kill for a friend like that. Whole reason I have this channel is just because I need an outlet to vent about the special interest things that I care about.
She may be the key to Triton's undoing.
We also see Ursula for the first time. She is Mother. Dreamsounds did a great video about how technically the first trans woman to voice a Disney character was the actress who voiced Ursula in the Spanish dub, I believe. I'll link the video so you can watch it because Dreamsounds, amazing job. Anyway.
You went up to the surface again, didn't you? Didn't you?
Alright, so Ariel gets in trouble with her dad because he told her not to go to the surface again. She did. Again, she has a track record of going to the surface because she wants to be in the human world. And yes, her dad doesn't really understand her. He could probably be making a better effort to at least hear her out. But at the end of the day, where I used to see him as a kid as this horrible tyrant of a father, he's really just a tired single dad who's trying to keep his daughters alive, and his one daughter is always coming this close to getting murdered over the weirdest shit. She almost got eaten because of a dinglehopper, you guys. I'd be a little bit pissy too.
I'm 16 years old. I'm not a child.
Girl, you are. You are a child. That's how you know you're an adult now, right? When you're a kid, you're like, yeah, Ariel, you tell him you're an adult, and then you get to be an adult and you're like, you're 16, you are a child. Go eat some animal crackers, or those get soggy underwater. What do you guys have in lieu of animal crackers in the undersea world?
Teenagers. They think they know everything.
They do.
Ariel needs constant supervision.
So Sebastian gets recruited to be the parental supervision.
I want to be where the people are.
And now we get one of the most amazing songs in all of Disney history, one that was almost cut from the movie, I believe because they thought, and I could be wrong, it feels like I'm always getting things wrong and then people are just like, Avery, are you stupid? Why are you so stupid? But I'm pretty sure that this song was about to get cut because producers of the movie thought it was going to be too boring for kids, and they kept it in. Glad that they did, because it's one of the greatest songs in all of Disney history.
Bright young women, take a swimming, ready to stand.
Actually, one of the most fire lines ever. This movie is literally a young woman learning to literally stand on her own 2 feet. I love this movie.
If your father knew about this place,
You're not gonna tell him, are you? He would never understand.
It's kind of amazing that he doesn't understand, right? Like, she hid a whole cavern from her father, who's the king. Maybe he should know where the caverns are. I don't know. I know you've got your fins full, Mr. Triton, sir. Just something I've always been curious about. She now goes to the surface, and she sees the ship passing by where they're all having, like, I don't know, a little cruise, I guess, to celebrate the prince's birthday.
Max.
She's like, damn, he's pretty. And he is. He's very pretty. Point 1 in the case of Eric being one of the greatest Disney princes. He's very humble. He does not like that this huge carving is made about him, which would have been very normalized as the king of a nation. But he's like, nah, use that money to take care of the, you know, actual people. And then this huge storm hits them out of nowhere.
Max.
Point number 2 in this man's column, he prioritizes the life of all of his crew members and his dog. This man almost died to save his dog. King shit right there is what that is. Ariel saves his life, and again, the only reason she's able to save his himbo ass is because she was already obsessed with humans before she met him.
He's so beautiful.
He is, isn't he?
And I could be part of your world.
We ever talk about the fact that Part of Your World is named for the reprise and not the main song? He wakes up just in time to kinda sorta see her and hear her voice, and he's like, I gotta put a ring on that. And the dog's like, no, I can help you. Listen to me, please. She's right there.
Part of your world.
How they didn't see her or hear her right there, I don't know. I can believe that the singing isn't diegetic at that point, but also she's right there on a giant rock. They didn't see her?
King Triton's headstrong love lovesick girl would make a charming addition to my little garden.
Ursula sees a lovesick teenager and is like, it's free real estate.
We gotta see him again. Tonight. Scuttle knows where he lives.
If she had just listened to her own plan, this all could have been avoided.
Under the sea.
This song is great. It's such a bop. It's also funny because it's the problem is actually you song, where Sebastian just like, oh, you're not happy? Well, just be happier, you ungrateful bitch. They're like, Ariel, are you lonely and your only friends are like a fish and a bird? Well, you need to get it together. Look at how much music we have here.
I've got an urgent message from the Sea King.
Why is his title the Sea King specifically? Because they don't interact with the humans. And he's the king of all the sea, so like what other king could they be referring to?
Ariel.
Triton's just trying to be a supportive dad, but things go downhill real fast when Sebastian gets guilted into being a snitch.
Why, Eric? Run away with you?
Do you think later on in their history, Ariel ever told Eric that she had the creepy carving of him and he was like, God, you had that? You kept that thing? Where you lived?
You rescued a human from drowning.
He would have died.
One less human to worry about.
See, the Sea King, he's not very tolerant when it comes to humans. You could say he's a little human-phobic. Although,
I don't have to know him. They're all the same.
he says that it's because, you know, the humans eat his fish subjects, which is fair, I guess. And also, I think it's implied in other medias that, like, Ariel's mom is dead because of humans. I don't know if that's real or if that's made up by the internet, but he's got his own trauma to work through. He also needs fish therapy.
Ursula.
I get so much ASMR. By the way, Flotsam and Zord Jetsam says Ursula.
Has great power.
It scratches my brain.
No, she's a demon. She's a monster.
Why don't you go tell my father? You're good at that.
Snitches get stitches.
You're here because you have a thing for this human. Not that I blame you. He is quite a catch, isn't he?
Ursula is just such a great villain. This character was originally written for B. Arthur, I believe, and again, it is Pride Month, so it's important to note that she was based off the drag queen Divine, so just amazing. Like, it's important to mention that anyway, but especially because it's Pride Month.
The men up there don't like a lot of blabber. They think a girl who gossips is a bore.
This is a very small thing in the scope of, like, the world. But a couple of lines of this song and Kiss the Girl were cut in the new live-action movie. Again, I haven't seen it yet, but I do know there's been a lot of press coverage about cutting lines from those songs. I think both situations are pretty silly, personally. I had to Google when I heard that they cut lines from this song, what lines they cut and why, because I genuinely was confused. They cut the part where Ursula talks about, you know, human men don't like when women talk. Meh. And that particularly just pisses me off that that's the choice that they made. I think because even at 5 years old, I understood that bad guys saying stuff to manipulate good guy into doing what they want is not like life advice. I don't like the implication that girls are too stupid to figure that out for themselves, right? I don't like the idea that we're playing down to kids. I'm all for changes that are more inclusive and actually helpful. For example, I think Halle Bailey, who plays the Little Mermaid in the new live action version, I think she's clearly super talented. She's got the voice for that character, which is the most important thing in my mind. And representation is a good thing. You're telling on yourself. The people that are out here like,
oh, I could suspend my disbelief to watch this movie about like literal mermaids and singing fish and shit. All of this is something I can see as completely normal for the next hour and a half. Hang on, is that a black girl getting to be the main character? This is where I draw the line.
if you're that person, you are telling on yourself, and that's fucking stupid and racist. And any comments along the lines of criticizing that decision, just won't be tolerated. I only have so much patience for so much stupidity today. But like changes to the lyrics, like this change feels very pandery to me. And even the change to Kiss the Girl, like in the context of the movie, I don't think Kiss the Girl, I don't think it's this nefarious predatory song. In context of the movie, it's about the fact that this guy that Ariel's super into is not good at picking up what she's putting down. You know, like it's all about how like Eric is kind of being a dumb himbo in the moment and just not being emotionally aware of like the fact that she's really into him. I don't think there's anything inappropriate or, you know, wrong with that song, because it's not a song about, hey, kiss that girl even if she doesn't want to. Like, I get the concern on that one and I appreciate it, but I think it's not that deep, guys. I'll only say that one time and we'll just move on from here. But anyway, Ariel signs her name. I will back all the people that are like, why didn't Ariel just write down a message to Eric? I will back that up because she can sign her name. So I don't have an answer to that one. I think that one might be a valid criticism. This scene terrified me as a child. The idea that she just took her whole voice out. But Ariel becomes human, and they rush her to shore while obscuring the fact that she is just now a naked human. She's so obsessed that she has legs now. There's another part of human anatomy that I would personally find more shocking than legs. Is that too far? I might cut that out. It's true, though. Like, for real, though, I think about this, like she's gonna have to have periods now. Nobody's warned her about periods. Somebody warned her about periods.
You seem very familiar to me.
Point number 3 of why Eric is himbo husband material. This man has this half-naked chick throwing herself at him. And he's like, nah, I don't really think I have a connection with her. I need to find that one girl that saved my life who has that gorgeous voice. This whole shit about like, oh, Eric likes his women silent. Literally watch the movie. He was looking for the girl with the voice. Shut the fuck up. I don't know why this bothers me so much, but it does. This is a scene where they put her in the infamous pink dress that so many people hate. Like, it's not the best for her complexion, but, like, I don't want to throw up in my mouth like everybody else seems to want to do. I did see somebody point out putting her in this dress and all the promotional stuff is silly because it's not even her dress. Like, it's just a dress that they, like, put her in that they had. Like, it's just the first thing that they had to put her in. And I never thought of it like that before, and I find that interesting.
Here we go in the sauce.
If I had a nickel for every time I covered something where a French chef tried to boil a main character alive, I'd have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but it's weird that we still use nickels, because I think those are more expensive to make than they are to have as currency. Poor Ariel has been friend-zoned by the same guy that's down real bad for her. It's a unique love triangle that she's in with herself.
Now, we got to make a plan to get that boy to kiss you.
Oh, I'd kill for a bed like that.
What have I done?
You fucked up, weirdly hot dad. The next day, Eric takes Ariel to, like, see the sights. They dance. This is just a huge, like, 10 points by itself in Eric's column of why he's husband material. Also, like, his people all seem to love him, so he must be, like, a great leader, right? Like, he doesn't, like, there's no pomp and circumstance. He's just riding around on his own, showing this girl around. Everybody, like, genuinely wants to see him happy. Like, do you think King Charles just, like, watches this movie and cries and is just like, why don't people like me like that? You know what you did, Charles.
Kissed again.
Did you hear something?
This is another point as to why Ariel has the best friends. They're all wingmanning for her, and I think that that's adorable. But it doesn't work because Ursula's a dirty, rotten cheater.
Nice work, boys. That was a close one.
I love Eric just being an emo boy in all black and gray, just like, I wish I could find that girl. Like, Eric might be one of the most feminist Disney princes when you think about it, because, like, he really is unsure of Ariel only because he wants to find that really strong, independent girl boss that saved his life. And then Ursula takes her stolen voice and hypnotizes Eric. And Ariel's heart is broken because she thinks she's lost her himbo husband. This is obviously a nod to the original story by Hans Christian Andersen, which ends with her actually having her heart broken when the prince marries somebody else. It's believed, though we don't know, because Hans isn't here to tell us himself, but it's highly believed that he wrote the story after getting rejected by a dude that he was really in love with. And so it's a good time to mention that there's a very strong queer allegory to The Little Mermaid just in general. Like, I'm not trans and I don't want to speak for the trans community, but again, Merlina from Dreamsounds, as well as others who are trans, have mentioned feeling a oneness with Ariel's story, you know, because she's born being told that she's one thing, but she knows in her heart that she's not. She doesn't feel comfortable or represented as that thing, and she has to take a huge leap and make a lot of sacrifices for it. So I think that's a much more thoughtful and intelligent way of analyzing The Little Mermaid, other than just being like, it's sexist.
Soon I'll have that little mermaid and the ocean will be mine.
I also like that Jodie Benson got to be Ursula for this one scene because Ursula has Ariel's voice.
The prince is marrying the sea witch in disguise.
Alright, we're wedding crashers, boys. Also, I'm gonna say it now, human Ursula is pretty hot. Why are there so many hot people in this cartoon movie? But she gets her voice back, and he's like, "Aw, shit."
Ariel?
Eric.
And we're just like, "Oh, you beautiful dumbass. We love you so much. You could have figured this out 10 minutes ago, buddy." Sun goes down, she gets her fins back, and Ursula kidnaps her back to the water. Dress and all, I always think about that. That had to have been uncomfortable. She, like, pulled her into the sea with that whole dress on. The petticoats alone would have been awful.
I might be willing to make an exchange for someone even better.
Her dad redeems himself by trading his life for hers.
No!
Poor Triton.
What are you doing?
Grim, I lost her once. I'm not gonna lose her again.
And Eric, again, because he's husband material, is just like, "Yeah, fucking right," and just rows his ass out to sea. Is it reckless? Yes, but is he there to support his future wife? Absolutely. This man didn't ask for any of this. He's just roped into this. He didn't know that mermaids existed until 5 minutes ago. He's just rolling with those punches. Literal punches. He's getting his ass kicked. And then he takes out the sea witch with his ship. Lock that man down, Ariel, or I will. All the mermaids are freed from Ursula, and Triton learns to support his daughter.
She really does love him, doesn't she, Sebastian?
Solidifying his place as a true zaddy on our zaddy list. She's in this gorgeous 80s dress that I actually love. Her wedding dress is equally 80s with the puffy sleeves, but it works for her. Poor Sebastian needs to file a restraining order. Eric's like, "Hello, Sea King that I didn't know existed until, like, yesterday. This is very weird, but very cool." And then that's the end of the movie. So what have we learned? I will fight for this movie to the death. This movie's a classic. And in the past, when Disney has come out with their live-action movies, I've enjoyed watching other creators revisit the original movies that started it all. So here we are. Would you like to see me cover other Disney animated movies? Would you like to see me do a whole Disney history type thingamabob where we go through all the eras together? Let me know. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching, liking, commenting, subscribing, sharing. Everything you do to support this channel means the world to me. If you're new here and you're a fan of nonsense, maybe consider sticking around because I post nonsense all the time. And remember, my name is Avery. I'm a YouTube review say-so because thanks to you guys, this is technically a YouTube channel. Bye!